Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Tuffy. I was born and raised in New York City. Only really been out for about a month at a time traveling. Haven't really got much traveling in me, only a couple countries. I'm a carpenter back home by trade. I've been doing it 2 years now. I love the job, learned so much. However, I'm ready to use the skills that I've learned to move on to what I really want to do in my life and not get stuck in the same routine, doing the same thing for years to come. I would like my life to be vibrant, full of life, and full of expression. I've heard about Soul Circle from numerous people, friends of mine that I've gotten close with over the years, and they all say the same thing after having had come here. One, they've always wanted to come back right away. Two, that it's just a magical place full of the most intentional, respectful, comforting energy, loving energy possible. Originally I was thinking about traveling to a couple other retreat centers to try the medicine. I've heard of it back home in the States, but as you can tell, this would be my first time, trying the medicine here. So I never really felt the connection like I did with here, through people's recommendations, most importantly, but just for feeling the country of Costa Rica is a beautiful place. Very protected, very sustainable. Everything aligns with what I believe in. I feel at home here, more so than I even do in New York. So it just feels right being here. During these ceremonies, the ayahuasca ceremonies and drinking the medicine, at first I was very resilient to it. I would say I was fighting it a lot, not allowing myself to just surrender to the medicine. A couple takeaways from a couple people here working here was that to try and sit up as much as possible, to breathe through it, to sit up and be with the medicine. And through that process of trying to sit up and singing and playing the drum when I did, or just chanting when I was sitting up and looking around and other people were just lying down, that's okay too. But for me, the sitting up part allowed me to realize that I have the power. I've always had the power. It's always been in me. But certain societal constraints have led me to believe that I do not, whether it be physical strength or size or whatever it may be. Through the process of the ceremony and drinking the medicine, I do have the strength. I have all the strength. We all have the strength. It's always inside of us. It's always been inside of us. But it might just take you, drinking the medicine to realize this. And that's okay. That's why the medicine's here. A constant theme in my life throughout my years growing up was escapism. I would try to fill the uncomfortability within me with trying to just always be busy, trying to always do certain things, never really let myself be with my uncomfortableness, and to just really be, through the medicine, through the ceremonies that I've had here, I know that I can just be. If it's uncomfortable, just breathe through it. I did my first sweat lodge here, which is a native practice. Basically, you sit around hot stones and it's a sauna, but it's a covered space, very small, tight, about 20 people in there, but everyone's in it together. You're all doing it together, so you feel this just, it's almost comfortably uncomfortable. So my takeaways from these ceremonies were just to allow myself to be however I am. That's me. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's really only what comes from my heart and out of my thoughts. Even my thoughts aren't always me. Thoughts come and go, they pass. So it's really just to be. Floristral is a community. Soul Circle is the retreat center, but Floristral here is the community. Here we are trying to build a community of like-minded minds from all over the world, all walks of life, that have similarities, that want to live together and want to almost get away from the rat races of their lives, because deep down they know that's not the right way to live. What brings me here the most joy is knowing that I can be a part of this community. There's parcels for sale. I'm probably going to build my own home here on one of these parcels. I would like to become an on-site manager of these newly established parcels, be the first one on the ground, stay on the ground even when I don't even have a home. I want to fully be with the land and just be a part of the building process from the ground up, how I want to do it. And it's obviously not only about me. There's going to be others involved. There'll be voting, but just knowing that everyone has almost the same intentions, it'll be very easy living and basically a stress-free life, And that's what the most beauty of it is, that it can be that, and it doesn't have to be so difficult, Just take a step back sometimes, and not to get frustrated.